Today we are going to be making really easy diffuser necklaces that only require a few supplies. So I have my mound of clay on a piece of parchment paper just because I didn't want to worry about the countertop or anything like that. I'm just going to cover it with another piece of parchment paper and start rolling. I found this project in a little crafting book on my library app, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool idea. That looks super simple to make. I'm like, I could totally do that. So just a forewarning, this clay is extremely hard to roll out. And I don't know if all clay is like that or just the clay I got. I got clay from Hobby Lobby. I got 4 different colors for $4.99, and I didn't realize until I was making this that you also have to bake the clay. So that's an additional step that I was not planning for. But I'm just going to keep rolling out this clay and rolling and rolling and rolling until I get it about 1/4 of an inch thick, I want to say. Because you don't want to be too thick because then it's going to be really heavy, and you don't want it to be too thin because then it will break easily. So I just went with 1/4 of an inch thickness, and yeah. Now that it's rolled out to my desired thickness, I'm going to use this bottle lid, and I'm just going to press down on the clay until it makes a little shape on it. This step was pretty hard also just because the clay was hard. It did not want to take the shape. So I just pressed it down. I took my rolling pin and I beat on it. I used my hands and I pushed all my body weight into it. Eventually I just had to carve it out with the little frosting knife thing that I'm using. So I just carved it out. I got it circular and just like I wanted it to be, and then I'm just going to trim up the edges. I'm gonna make it look like a pretty circle. It's not perfect, but that's okay. So now I'm taking this little jewelry set that I had and just writing a little word on it. If you had a stamp, that would be so much better, so much easier. Definitely don't have to have the jewelry kit. I think the stamp will make all the letters even and it will just look nicer. I couldn't find my stamp, so I just went with the jewelry kit. But either way works. So I'm going to bake it at 350 degrees, and I baked it for about 20 minutes. So real quick before I bake it, I'm just going to make the hole. I almost forgot about that. I took a pencil and I poked a little hole up top so the thread that I use for the necklace thingy will go through it. Okay, it's all out of the oven, freshly baked. Wow, it's really dark in this video. So now that it's baked and cooled, I'm going to take a marker and I'm just going to color in my little letters. Nice and slow so I get it perfectly. Although this is my very first necklace I've made with the clay, so it's definitely not going to be perfect, which I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to craft, so I was having a little bit of a hard time with it, but I think it's okay. It still looks super cute at the end. And this step is definitely optional. If you don't want to color it in and you just want to have that simplistic look of all white, that's totally fine also. I just like having a little pop of color. Okay, I just went ahead and strung the ribbon through it. If you have twine, if you have only ribbon, whatever you have, it'll work perfectly fine. So I used some white ribbon, and I think they turned out really good. And then you just sprinkle your favorite essential oil on there and it will keep for quite a while. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.